Aloha everyone, coming at you for another Indigenous Minded YouTube Journal video. Um, let's get into it. Yeah, this is my Molokai hat. I got Molokai on my mind, listening to Blaina Singh here in Seattle. Feeling that right now. It's been good. I'm still on elective. It's good, but it feels like tiring. It's been tough. It's been a tough week, I feel like. Clinic's been pretty rough. I've been seeing a lot of complex patients on my schedule and walk-ins, but a lot of good things. Been doing a lot of OMM, connected with some patients. I'm trying to make that the positive things that I see and feel, and yeah, doing OMM on a few patients, and having some people come back. Some interesting rashes, probably like purpura from. One of my patients had takes aspirin clopidogrel, what's most likely causing it, on his arms, and probably the benefit of taking it is more than the risk of this kind of bleeding, but under the skin, not bleeding out, and planning to discuss it a bit more. Just kind of educating. Need to get him back in with his cardiologist. The COVID kind of pandemic threw that off, but that was kind of interesting. Yeah, a lot of my long-time OMM patients, building trust. I have this one patient, a lot of inflammatory issues, I inherited from a past resident, SLE, sees a rheumatologist, real hypersensitive, not so much fibromyalgia, but just real, but second session of OMM now, kind of working through this pain and doing as much as we can that patient can tolerate, and I think we're making progress. And developing those connections with patients. And when you do OMM, you get that extra time of, if you're just doing OMM, you get to have that time to speak with them and connect with them. And I'm very thankful to have that skill and be able to use that skill. And it's been going pretty well. But yeah, a lot of complex, I feel like I see a lot of males that have penile issues or genital urinary type, and it's just that's kind of what I will see. I feel like a lot of male patients or identifying male patients prefer to see providers that identify as male, and that's just, same thing goes the other way with female patients that identify as female and want to see female providers as well. And just becoming the best I can with that, and just being able to adjust to my patient population. I had connected with a patient, reminded me of some of my classmates, just really straightforward kind of person, pretty fit, but explain the role of modifiable, non-modifiable traits that you have in your body. Just a little bit, if people are watching this and wondering what that is, modifiable of things that you do in your own life, as far as diet, exercise, smoking, a lot of things that you can control. Non-modifiable would be genetics and things of you inherit from your family. So I was kind of explaining that. Why we're trying to trend some of his cholesterol, things like that, and talking about things that that patient would only be comfortable talking with a male provider. He told me that, with erectile dysfunction, things like that. And yeah, just be thankful to be, I had that connection, even though the day was busy. To build that connection was really cool. Someone that trusts me and wants to see me again, that's a great thing. And what comes with that is people showing up to all their appointments, and that's just it's a busy day, and it is what it is, and you do your best. I feel like I'm trying to learn I'm getting better at setting my agenda, making sure I can address what can be addressed in the visit with the limited time we have. But sometimes I it's finding that balance. You don't want to miss something too. I had a patient following up on diabetes, not my patient. I'm kind of filling in for a provider that's not available. And talking about some of the stressful situations with going through separation with his wife, and he had an episode of chest pain, history of heart attacks, and it's all right, let's go down that route. No current chest pain, but it's okay, it's okay, really giving him good precautions of you need to go to the emergency department, you have pain like that. And it could have been a panic attack situation, stress situation, but he could have stressed this hard enough to where he was having angina, or that. So, or having some kind of cardiac related pain. So it's kind of a tough situation, and some of the things the patient chooses to do, and I don't go into detail, but trying to be that best conduit of information and give my knowledge in a way that's gives the right information, but allows the patient to make their choices, right? I can't force anyone to do anything. It's a decision together, and just finding that balance and being able to do the best I can and work through it, and realize what I have the ability to do and what ability I don't have. And all this is learning too, so things that I could have probably done better after like kind of precepting with my attending preceptor, and dang, I probably could have did this better and missed this. And I don't feel like I missed anything. That's like it's just when you take off more things than you can handle in a visit, sometimes you don't get everything done, each of them like correctly, and you might miss something. I don't think there's anything unsafe, but it just feels like okay, a lot of learning and just staying humble. And it's draining sometimes, so it's just like finding that balance and be able to come home and like be with my fiance and be thankful that I have this time. Like I'm not in the hospital every day necessarily right now at all, and unless I get called in for maybe a delivery, but still staying thankful, because the schedule is going to change in a few weeks again, so just staying on that. But I'm trying to find that balance with home life. Recently finished 25 push-ups a day for 25 days for mental health awareness, specifically for Native Americans and Indigenous people. I'm very thankful to do that every day. My fiance was recording it every day, so that was like I definitely worked out at least a little bit every day, besides like walking or whatever I might have else done throughout the week. But yeah, just real thankful. Trying to watch the Blazers. Are in the playoffs right now. We had a pretty bad loss. Our last game, we're 1-1 with the Lakers and round one, so hopefully we can push through and win this series. That's the other thing that's non-medicine. Recently, I watched through like the John Wick movies finally. I watched the first one, then I fell asleep in the second one. We got all three now. My fiance watched them. But yeah, just staying thankful. Planning like a good trip next week. Visit the rest of the family I haven't seen in a long time back in Oregon. Back to the res, and I was just like really thankful that my fiance is with me and be able to do that. See a lot of my kids, my nieces and nephews I haven't seen in a while, my other sisters and other family. It's important, and I want that. I think it's really good to do it, and I think we can do it in a social distance kind of manner, safely. I think it's important for my fiance to have that, and for me too, to really enforce like this is home for us too, and this is where I'm from, and that's our family, and we'll be married soon. Those are her nieces and nephews too. And so this week, this last week I was I was finishing up gynecology. I had like some OB ultrasound on Monday and didactics and some studying on Tuesday. I've been doing like podcasts every day. I gotta start doing some questions, I think, to really kind of start studying more for level 3 I have coming up. I had some clinic a couple days this week. It was full day clinics. Some changes coming down in clinic and trying to adjust with the needs of the clinic and the population and providers. There's a lot of things changing, and that's sometimes what happens in our clinic and FQHC clinic, and it evolves a lot. Just being able to adjust and keep rolling. Gonna work on some ultrasound. Like I have some like independent study days since I was unable to go to one of my clinic sites, but I was given some good study materials to do on my own time. Also work on some ultrasound training online and maybe do some in clinic. But yeah, and then next week, so yeah, we mostly that. I will be able to start going to the musculoskeletal clinic through our hospital is Swedish, which will be good. There's a DO and a few other providers we'll be able to work with a little bit, and some more clinic. And then I have like a vacation coming up, and then all the little things. I think with being a resident, being a doctor, there's so much admin stuff, staying on top of things, and like not forgetting to do something, or like adjusting. And I'm trying to do my best to find that adjusting. A lot of emails this day and age. With technology, with information at our fingertips, we get messaged many times as well. And I bet that was a big difference from what it was years ago. But yeah, that's kind of looking forward to this week. Then yeah, then I have a pretty good vacation. Travel a little bit, hopefully on the road safely, and pretty soon going to be moving finally. We've been house sitting, which has been great, which feels like our home right now, but at one of our friends' places, old co-resident that's not attending, and the years rolling through, and just in the back of my mind, I'm starting thinking about next month. I'm going to be one of the OB seniors, so it'll be a pretty interesting month. It'll be like a week of clinic, and then it'll be a week of like OB and labor and delivery, like senioring interns, and that's going to be probably a lot of high energy, and hopefully get some deliveries, and hopefully safely deliver a lot of babies, take care of some moms, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Blazers play today. Let's get a W. Keep it indigenous minded, keep it mission minded. Aloha.